Hey everyone, today the moon continues in Leo, focusing on self-expression and creativity and joy and enjoying life. And it goes into Virgo around 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, so 1:55 p.m. Pacific technically. And we shift into rolling up our sleeves and getting things done mode, how we make it tangible. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Saturday, July 26th. So we continue today until the moon goes into Virgo. We continue the Leo energy, and I've been sharing, I shared yesterday about how to work with this Leo moon, especially following Thursday's new moon. And Thursday really had a unique alignment. And so I said several things about the Leo new moon on Thursday. One being about how it speeds up manifestation. So, in other words, it's like when you get the key and it fits into the lock and something clicks and boom, something can shift. So there is that feeling of the water, the dam being released and the water flowing. There, it has that kind of feeling to it. The new moon in Leo activated a double sextile that is in place for a long period of time with the outer planets, but temporarily forming a cradle formation with 4 points of a six-pointed star. And so it created this activation energy that reminds us, or I guess reveals, how quickly things can shift, can change, especially when we are putting our positive intentions in, setting our direction for healing, for positive outcomes, for the results we want to see. And so this is a very proactive set of energies. It's saying it's future oriented, and it's saying look to the future, and instead of worrying about what will happen, imagine what you want to create 5 years from now, 10 years from now, really seeing yourself in that place of healing, of happiness, of joy, of abundance, of the things that you want. And of course, we're reminded right now of the, things that are going on in the world and ways that people might be suffering, etc. So we want to think not only about what we want for ourselves, but also about what kind of world we want to live in. And this is big picture stuff. So the outer planets are changing. They all three outer planets, and four if you count Saturn. So Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, all four of them, including Saturn, have changed signs in the last year. So, so new, new energies, new directions. This is it's hard to understate how much of a difference this brings. So it can bring chaos, but it also, in that dismantling of systems, of structures, of ways that we understand things, it also brings infinite creative potential. So this is a very creative time. What does that mean? It means that when we choose to create, we can create. It also means that if we choose not to create, if we are waiting for things to be done for us or fixed for us or solved for us, we may find ourselves in a continued state of disappointment. So this is an active time. It's a time to be engaged. It's a time to be alert. It's a time to be paying attention, but not overwhelming yourself with so much that you feel paralyzed. It's about coming back to the present moment and asking yourself, who am I? What can I do next? What tiny baby action step can I do next? And that is all. That is all you need to do. That is all it is about. Because when you get beyond, when you get into the big, overwhelm of feeling like you can't fix all the problems, then you can't take that tiny baby action step. And what if you were taking the tiny baby action step and millions of other people also were? Guess what? That adds up to real change. And especially if we're moving in the same direction on things that we agree on, things that we care about, that are for the most part things that human beings agree on when they get beyond the rhetoric or the whatever stories we're telling ourselves. So anyway, so I've talked about that. I'm just reiterating that that energy is and was very much activated with Thursday's new moon. Now, what happens today as the moon goes into Virgo is that we get very practical. So, not in so much of the Leo realm of remembering, me, and what do I need, and what is my self-expression and all of that. Although that is the theme for this moon cycle, so that will be there in the background. And um, ego is not always a bad thing, right? It's how we use our ego. Are we using it to be authentic? Are we using it to be genuine, to be courageous, to be generous, right? So those Leo qualities can really, really be positive. Of course, Leo can also be about drama and performance and needing to be the center of attention and things like that. So watch for how that is showing up and unfolding for you in your own understanding of yourself. And then as the moon goes into Virgo, this is about discernment. So with Virgo, we begin to look at what do we have? What are we doing? What have we done already? What do we need to change, adjust, tweak, perfect? Where is something needing to be looked at for where it could be better, how we could improve? What could we do differently to make something even better? And Virgo is the sign of crafts. So, what are crafts? Crafts are how we take ordinary, materials that have little value, maybe, and then we make them into something that has a lot of value. So, classic example is pottery. You take um, clay, which is mud, which is dirt, right? You take clay, which has low value, right? It's everywhere. It's something that maybe it even bothers us as being dirt, and then we make it into something beautiful, useful, functional, a beautiful piece of pottery that now we have to hold our tea or whatever we're putting in our pottery. And it can be beautiful if we give that attention to it. So Virgo is the process by which we engage ourselves and interact with the materials to shape them to be something beautiful and useful and functional and of service. So, looking at that theme in your life, obviously it does not have to be pottery, but how does that metaphor apply in your life? What are you taking that might have seemingly not a lot of value, but you can shape it and you can put your effort and your attention into it to make it into something that does have value? And that might be as simple as noticing and valuing something you're good at that maybe you don't think of as valuable. And how can you cultivate that? How can you give yourself the encouragement to pursue your craft, whatever that is? So those are some thoughts for today. And I'm super excited that tomorrow I've got a guest that will be joining me and So my good friend Abigail Hall from the Oregon Holistic Nurses Association is going to be joining me in a really fun conversation about holism and holistic approaches to healing and what the Oregon Holistic Nurses Association is up to in terms of bringing change, positive changes, and positive possibilities to healthcare and beyond. So join me tomorrow, Sunday, for that, July 27th. And thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Orms. You can book a reading with me at astrologyheals.com. I've got more content on my member site, including a handy reference guide for the planets in 2025, the outer planets, and what they are doing, which is a lot of change. So check that out. The link is in the description for this video. Thank you for subscribing and thanks for being here. I'll see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.